County clerk in Kentucky taking a stand against the Supreme Court over same-sex marriage has been ordered to appear tomorrow in federal court. Kim Davis is back at work this morning at the Rowan County Courthouse. She again refused Tuesday to issue marriage licenses. That led to a confrontation with couples who showed up to get married.
What you're doing, you're telling us that we don't deserve the same rights that you do, that you have, that you've enjoyed your entire life. Would you do this to an interracial couple?
A man and a woman, no.
Under
Why?
whose authority are you not issuing licenses?
God's authority.
Did your lawyers tell you?
I don't
Did
believe
God
in your
tell you
God.
to do this? Did God
I
tell
don't
you
believe
to
in your
treat
God.
us?
I don't
like
believe in your
this?
I've
God.
asked you all to leave. You are interrupting my
You can call the
business.
police.
Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford's at the Supreme Court with what's next. Good morning, Jan.
Well, good morning. So, what's next is that court hearing tomorrow. She's going to go before a judge facing contempt of court charges for refusing to issue the licenses. Now, she's arguing she's got a constitutional right to religion and speech and should not have to issue the licenses. But lower courts so far have refused to give her a reprieve. The Supreme Court has refused to step in. So she is off to court where she is facing jail time. Although I think the most likely outcome at this point is probably some kind of fine.
Jan, if she's defying a court order, why hasn't she been fired yet?
Well, that would be the obvious solution, right? But remember, she is an elected official, so she can't be fired. The only thing they could do is impeach her, and there's just not a real effort at this point to do that there in Kentucky.
Jan, what about the First Amendment right to religious freedom?
Well, that's her argument. But, I don't think that she's got a great case at this point. Remember, Kentucky law requires clerks to issue these licenses, and the Supreme Court has ruled that same-sex couples are eligible to get marriage licenses. The lower courts in this case have said that just because she's issuing a license doesn't mean she approves of same-sex marriage. She's just certifying that the same-sex couples are eligible like everyone else, and her religious beliefs really have no bearing on that legal question. And remember, public employees can't refuse services to people if that would violate the Constitution. You couldn't deny services to Jewish people or Muslims or African Americans.
Many people find it ironic that this protest is coming from a woman who's been married 4 times. Do you think that the court anticipated this kind of backlash on the local level when it comes to same-sex marriage?
Well, Gail, I think that's a great question because it's important to keep this in perspective. This is one clerk in one county in Kentucky out of more than 3,000 counties in the entire United States. So we're not seeing this kind of massive resistance. Most people are following the rule of law. This is nothing like we saw in the 50s and the 60s where there was widespread defiance of Supreme Court rulings on school desegregation. Federal troops had to be called in. This is one clerk in one county.
And how long can she continue to do this, Jan?
Until she complies with whatever court orders. Right now there'll probably be the hammer of potential fines and then maybe jail time. It will just escalate until perhaps at the end of the day she may end up being impeached.
All right, thank you.